Coinbase has done it again. They have listed yet again another coin. We're gonna go over that coin in this video, as well as how is Bitcoin doing, how is the overall market looking. So without further ado, guys, smack the likes and smack the subscribes. Starting off with the good old BTCs, we can see Bitcoin had a little bit of a relief rally today. We're above $40,000. As you can see over this past weekend, the weekly close here, we did dip down all the way down to 38.5, not looking too good, with a nice red close at 39.4. We want to continue to see this rally, and yes, we're starting the week off pretty bullish with a nice green candle at the moment. Yes, it is a bullish engulfing at the moment, but we still have 6 days and 3 hours for the close, so we have to wait for the official close to see how it will play out. But it does look pretty cool. We see the negative momentum on the MACD is cooling off. We did cool off for a while, started building up a little bit, and then cooling off once again. We'll see how if this trend continues, and we shall go from there. We are in extreme fear territory, as you see now, yesterday, last week, all extreme fear. We do see last month we were 51, which is Switzerland neutral, guys. You know, they're waving that white flag. So we'll see, guys. Historically, it's a great time to buy when we're down in this extreme fear territory. As you can see, every time we're down here, the price action of Bitcoin is an extremely good buying opportunity if you're planning to hold for at least a few years. So just keep that in mind. We'll see how that plays out. I know we talked about the Gaussian, the 3-day death cross, all that great stuff. We'll hit that up later tonight on the live stream. We are live Monday to Friday, set like 7 p.m. Eastern time. So of course, moving on to the good old new coin that's listing on Coinbase. As we see here from Coinbase Assets, this is where they announce their new listings. It says new asset. Coinbase will add support for Oasis Rose. I don't know if you guys remember, they had something with Meta, you know, Facebook going on there. It says inbound transfers for this asset is now available on Coinbase and Coinbase Exchange in the regions where trading is supported. Keep in mind, you have to be in a region where it's supported. It's just how it for every listing. It's like the little fine print. It says trading will begin on or after 9 a.m. PT time on Tuesday, April 26th. And the last time I checked, that is tomorrow. So watch out for it getting listed then. That's pretty cool. So let's, of course, go over to Nora, coinpix.io, and see with the price action how the price is doing. So first thing I saw here, guys, was the market cap is around $840 million. So, in my humble opinion, I would say this thing is not going to 100x. This thing will probably not even 50x. I mean, very unlikely to see a 10x. We could see a possible 2 or 3x in my humble opinion, but it really depends on Bitcoin, and we've seen Bitcoin's rallying right now, so that could help in the short term if it continues. So watch out for that. But with an $840 million market cap, the odds of it doubling, 2x, putting out about a 1.6, 1.7 billion dollar market cap is very unlikely. I mean, it is likely, but a 3 or 4x very unlikely in my humble opinion, unless Bitcoin just starts skyrocketing past like 50K. And of course, let's just go down here to the price action here on Honor. We see obviously the nice top here back there in, oh wow, see, so, yeah, definitely had a nice dumperooski with Rona times. Did not actually surpass that. Like this right here is August 2020, and this peak right here is actually January 2022. So wow, wasn't much of a peak throughout the 2021. Interesting. You know how we had that peak there in May / April 2021. Interesting. Wow, okay. Well, right now it is pretty much down in the dumps right there. We'll see if that continues rallying back up. Of course, I'm sure if we go in the week, it has a massive, you guys see that massive pump right there? It's because of the Coinbase listing. People are FOMOing in because they're buying it beforehand. So if you want to buy it, obviously I'm not a financial advisor, just if you do want to buy it, what's like the best option out there? Well, if you're able to use Binance OG, if you're not an American and you're blessed with Binance OG, which is the best exchange in my humble opinion, that I'm not allowed to use legally because we live in this country, they're protecting us. And apparently we're not smart enough to use Binance OG. So if you're able to use that, Binance OG with the USDT pair is probably the best bet, or even the BUSD pair has some good liquidity. You got Bybit if you're using one of those VPNs, if you know what I mean, of FTX, but you probably aren't a accredited investor. You can't use that. So what is realistic for the average American out there? Probably Kucoin with the USDT pair. Unless you know a way around, which we can't really talk about too much here, around the Binance thing, you can probably mess around with that as well. Gate.io, LBank, I would not use to save my life. I've heard some horror stories from that. So I do not recommend that at all. But yeah, so it looks like Kucoin is probably your best bet. You can buy some Coinbase, send it over to Kucoin, have a good time. You buy some USDT is what I mean. You send it over, then you buy some Rose if you're into buying it. Keep in mind, it did have that nice rocket. Let's actually look at it on TradingView. It's a little bit cleaner, easier to navigate here. And we can pull up some MAs here as well. So let's just see. Oh, wow, we just had the 200, cross above the 100. Interesting. Okay, so basically, guys, once again, we're below the most of the MAs there. We are above the 20 just recently today with a nice little pump. Guys, this pump we see on this intraday move, I personally do not believe it's sustainable. Like this right here is a buy the rumor, sell the news. So guess what, guys? The news came out. We need to be selling. When this thing actually lists, I'm expecting massive volatility. But of course, a lot of it does come down to whatever Bitcoin does. And like I showed in the beginning of the video, Bitcoin is bouncing a little bit at the moment. So just see if that continues. Then of course, it'll probably continue as well. But I do see this thing pulling back. I mean, it doesn't have a green candle like that, especially when Bitcoin's in extreme fear territory. 11% move on the body. That's neglecting the wick there. So what did we do from the open to wick? We're talking 14% move there. Broke through the 50, got rejected, but we are still holding the 20. I'd say at the very least, I want to see when we close this candle today in about 2 hours and 49 minutes, I want to see it stay above the 20 daily moving average, which is the blue one, right around 23.5 cents. I mean, it'd be great to get above the 50 and hold that around 24.5 cents, but hey, you know what? Beggars can't be choosy, right? So we'll see where this closes, but the whole point though is I don't see this thing being super holding this. It's the same thing when we had the Robinhood Shiba Inu listing. It's like, guys, like this thing pumped, but I don't see it holding. And let's just go and pull Shiba up and just for the good old fun sake. See, guys, it pumped here, and once again, it fell down. Great example of a buy the rumor, sell the news. When you have a listing event, been pumped up. I was like, guys, I don't think this is going to pump. I don't think it's going to keep going. And if it does, watch out for that 200 daily. And guess what? It's just been dumping ever since. It actually had a wick all the way down to the open price. So just keep that in mind. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just pointing out the obvious of what I see over and over and over again. So please just keep that in mind and make your own opinion when it comes to your own monies. So that's what I see there with Rose, in my humble opinion, short term. We can even pull up the weekly. I mean, it's bouncing off the 50 on the weekly. That's cool. Hopefully it holds. But at the end of the day, it really comes down to what is good old BTC doing? What is Bitcoin doing? We go from there. But I also want to point out regarding Oasis, of course, you go on their website, they have all the good old keywords, to get you locked in and buy. It says, a new era for blockchain, Oasis Network is the leading privacy-enabled and scalable layer 1 blockchain network to propel Web3. I don't know about you guys. It says privacy-enabled. I think that's a bunch of loaded BS. Because we go over here, this article, it says Oasis Protocol, it inks partnership with Meta. With Meta is Facebook's, metaverse, to facilitate AI computing applications. It says blockchain startup Oasis Protocol has announced a new alliance with the artificial intelligence, AI unit of Meta platforms. Guys, Facebook. I'm just saying, if you're privacy, focused, if you're going to be leading privacy-enabled and scalable layer 1 blockchain, if you're privacy, I don't know about you guys, Facebook and privacy, they don't go together. It's like oil and water. They separate. So it just does not work out, in my humble opinion. But moving on, if you even do believe it, moving on, it says, this is the Oasis Twitter. It says, we're extremely excited about Oasis Labs' work with a Meta AI, leading secure computing AI. Guys, I'm sure they can do like secure computing, that's great. But privacy, they need to scratch that off their website. Scrolling down, it says, Oasis is excited to be working with Meta, formerly Facebook AI, on a fascinating application of secure computing technologies AI. Stay tuned for more early next year. Guys, I think that's great. That's very bullish for this cryptocurrency. That's a fundamental thing that's extremely bullish, which is probably not priced in yet, in my humble opinion. But of course, I'm just a silly dude here, not a financial advisor. We'll see if that eventually gets priced in as time goes on. But what is your take on that, guys? You see the first line. Of course, this is the first line on the website that you see. And then, of course, this is the second one where it says leading privacy-enabled and scalable layer 1 blockchain. I don't know, guys, that privacy-enabled needs to get deleted, in my humble opinion, because when you work with Facebook, aka Meta, there's no such thing as privacy. You give everything away. That's why Facebook's free. It is what it is. So what's your thoughts about that? You guys think I'm crazy? You guys think, I'm right? I'm hitting the nail on the head? What's your opinions? Let me know down below. But guys, that's what we got right there. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, guys, smack those likes, smack these subscribes. We're live Monday to Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll see you guys tonight. And of course, watch out this new video, Coinbase New Assets. We're going over that massive list of Coinbase considerations. Definitely hit up this video right here, which we released yesterday, if you guys have not already. And until next time, you guys know how it goes. May the gains be with you.